This beautiful tarot deck interprets the guidance of the Greek Pantheon for a modern audience. The force of a Greek deity has been matched to the energy of each card to guide you to a deeper understanding of the card's divine messages and meanings. Today we're doing a review of the Mythos Tarot published by Rockpool. Hi, I'm Ruby, here to help improve your tarot practice through my tarot chats and deck reviews. So this is the Mythos Tarot. I keep wanting to say that this deck includes gods and goddesses, but it also includes some other deities that are not considered gods or goddesses that are from the Greek Pantheon. So I keep saying like beings, but this deck is truly stunning. Not only do I personally really love the artwork and the people, I guess the beings depicted on these cards, they're so pretty. The art style is so pretty. I appreciate that there's some sort of, I don't want to call it Art Nouveau, I don't really know what kind of style it is, but it has some sort of a border around the card. But it still has the color all the way to the edges of the card. I like that every card has a different color as well, so we don't have just all black or all brown or all green or all white cards. I like that every card truly is adjusted to the energy of the being. I really appreciate the readings that I have done with this deck. And I can't necessarily pinpoint one specific energy that this deck has in its readings. And I think that's just because every card is a different deity. So every card truly brings a different energy to the reading. And I really appreciate that. This is really, when you do a reading with this deck, is like whatever you're gonna get is what you're gonna get. And where some other decks that I have, I know that I'm gonna get an uplifting or a challenging or a neutral tone of voice in my readings. It has worked really beautifully for me, and I have personally done quite a few readings with this, and I absolutely see it being a staple in my collection. Now for the guidebook, I appreciate that we only have a small introduction, a small bit of how to actually use the cards, and also a couple of spreads that I've personally not tried yet. We have 3 spreads here, and then we dive right into the card meanings. For every card meaning in the guidebook, we have a picture, a full color picture of the card, the name of the card, and then also what deity it is connected with, as well as what kind of deity it is. So for Pan, the Fool, we see God of the Wild, Shepherds, and Mischief. Then we see a little blurb of the deity, and then we go into both the Risen and the Fallen card meanings. Risen is when the card is upright, we get keywords and then an interpretation, and the same for Fallen, which is when you get a card in reverse. And I appreciate that so much, and even though this is definitely not a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith depiction of the cards, because of the guidebook, I would say that this is beginner friendly if you don't mind having to look to the guidebook, I guess. But it's just so pretty. I think the guidebook is really well done. So far, I have really liked and appreciated the matches between the deities and the card meanings. Personally, as someone who is a tarot reader first, and I guess a Greek Pantheon enthusiast second, I really like the matches that they have made. Personally, I also think the box is really pretty and it is nicely displayed on my tarot shelf. So my final review of the Mythos Tarot is that I really like it. I think it is appropriate for beginners, especially beginners who have an interest in the Greek Pantheon, in Greek mythology, if you want to call it that. I know that for Hellenistic pagans, that the word mythology might not really be the right one to use, so I struggle a little bit with that language. But it's beautiful. It shuffles well. I love the look of these cards in a reading. I know I'm not the only one who loves this. My friend over on It's Gemma Black on Instagram also really loves this deck, and we both just fell in love with it. If you have nothing with the Greek Pantheon, if you don't care about Greek gods and goddesses, or you just don't like when they are incorporated in a tarot deck or an oracle deck, then this is not for you. I would imagine that this pairs nicely with some oracle decks that are also themed around gods and goddesses. I just really like that this deck doesn't just cover the goddesses, but also has gods in them. So where a lot of the deity type of oracle decks, as well as tarot decks, I guess, are very feminine focused, I like that the Mythos Tarot has a really good balance between masculine and feminine. And I think that after we've seen very much a boom of a lot of feminine decks in the space, I like that right now we're getting a surge of a little bit more masculine again, because the need for feminine decks absolutely was there, especially with the more traditional decks leaning more masculine. And yeah, I appreciate that now that we have a lot of those decks, it's time to sort of bring it back in and find a little bit of balance. And I struggle with the terms masculine and feminine as well. So let's just say I really appreciate the balance. If you couldn't tell, my camera has died. If you want to watch my review of the Tree Keeper's Oracle, click the link on the screen right now. It's one of my current favorites besides the Mythos Tarot, so I think you'll really enjoy it. Subscribe if you want to see more tarot chats and deck reviews. But for now, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye!